I have two scenario writers living in my family. Not literally scenario writers, just figuratively speaking. The first one is me. I specialize in writing the worst case scenario. What this means is that when there is a 99% chance that things will turn out fine, and only a 1% chance that something will go wrong, I have to fixate on that 1%. I worry over it, and I torture myself trying to put a measure in place. For example, when I have a migraine, it's not just a migraine to me. It could be an early symptom of a stroke or a brain tumor. My imagination runs away with me. Observatively. Then there's my husband. His thought process is exactly the opposite of mine. So, given the same situation, he chooses to see the bright side rather than the dark side. Even when he should really be paying attention to the dark side, he chooses to see the bright side. What this means is that when he has a worrying symptom, he will always refuse to go to the hospital. I have to ask him, persuade him, beg him, and threaten him sometimes to go see the doctor. As a worst case scenario writer, I never could understand how his mind worked. I mean, his positivity was so absurd. But one day something happened that showed me exactly how his mind worked. When I was applying for jobs as an English instructor, I took a TOEIC test. The bar was high because I had to get a perfect score, and I wanted to get it on my first try. But unfortunately, on the test day, I made several mistakes. Now I would have to take the test again and pay for it again and go to the test center again. I was so disappointed. So I came back home. My husband greeted me saying, "Honey, how did the test go?" I said, "Oh, I screwed it up. I got several questions wrong. There's no way I'm gonna get a perfect score this time. I hate it." He said, "Don't worry, honey. Believe me, I know you'll get a perfect score." I said, "Were you just not listening to me? I told you I made mistakes. There's no way I'm gonna get a perfect score this time. Just believe you? Like, what do you know about the TOEIC scoring system?" No, I was angry because I thought he was not taking me seriously. But he replied saying, "Whoa, listen to me. When I was in school, even when I knew I had gotten some questions wrong, even when I knew I made mistakes, I still hoped that somehow I would get a perfect score." I said, "Seriously, how does that work? How does that work?" He said, "Well, maybe I meant to mark answer choice 2, but my hand shook and I accidentally marked 3 instead. Or maybe one of the other answers that I guessed turned out to be right. What I mean is, there's still a chance that something could have worked in my favor." So, until the final results came out, I happily imagined that I'd gotten a perfect score. He seemed so happy when he was telling me this. But as I tried to make sense of this logic, my anger subsided, and I realized that my husband wasn't just an optimist, he was a different species. So I shouldn't try to fight him, I should try to interview him or something. Then came 2024. That year, one of my worst case scenarios actually came true, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Fortunately, it was a very early stage cancer, so I was able to avoid chemotherapy. But after surgery and radiation treatment, my doctor put me on 5 years of hormone therapy. Basically what I still have to do is swallow a pill every day that lowers the risk of the cancer coming back by blocking the effects of estrogen. But this pill comes with severe side effects, huge side effects, and I've had to deal with a lot of physical discomfort, pain, embarrassment, and other medical procedures procedure, and even depression. One day, exhausted from dealing with the side effects, I told my husband, will it ever get better? Do I have to live like this for another 3 years? My husband came up to me and hugged me and said, of course it's gonna get better. Your body just needs time. It will slowly get better and better, and until then, we can focus on the things that make us happy. Does he really know that it's gonna get better for sure? Does he have any medical knowledge about the side effects? No, he doesn't know anything. But neither can I say for sure that it won't get better. Uncertainty leaves room for both hope and fear. Before, I've always focused on the worst case scenario, and I let fear take over me. And I don't want to do that anymore. So I don't want to spend the better part of my life under stress and anxiety, worrying over things that may never happen. So this time I decide to be a best case scenario writer.
Yeah.
I choose to believe that over time the side effects will wear off and I'll prosper more than ever. And I also choose to believe that the cancer bastard is never ever gonna come back.
Yeah.
Because in the end, I did end up getting a perfect score on that TOEIC test.
Wow.
Seems like it was me who didn't know anything about the TOEIC scoring system. But also it seems like that sometimes the universe does really work in your favor.